Let's continue with session 5. You should have your notes with you. Session 5, Dagesh, Mapek, and article. There are some missing words in the notes, so I'd like you to refer to the PowerPoint for the missing words. So as we start, I'd like for you to read, would you read the objectives for this session, please? So, Dageshes. Earlier, you meet Miss Dagesh Lene. This time, you'll be meeting Miss Dagesh Forte. Dagesh Lene. Dagesh Lene is a dot that is written on the Bagat Kafat letters. When present on the letter, they are pronounced as hard, so your missing word there is hard. Their absence means that the letters must be pronounced as soft. We met this earlier, no, Miss Dagesh Lene. So, Dagesh Lene is present on the Bagat Kafat letters. So if they're present, they'll be pronounced as hard, like your bait would be B, and then K, and then P, and then your tab would be T. Without the Dagesh Lene, without the Lene, it would be pronounced as soft. So your bait would be V, this would be written as KH, and then your pay would be your F or PH, and then your tab would be your TH, soft. Versus hard. So presence, it's hard. Without Dagesh Lene, it is soft. So now let's look at Dagesh Forte. So you know Dagesh Lene is present on Bagat Kafat letters. Let's look at Miss Dagesh Forte. Dagesh Forte is a dot which signals the doubling. Forte means force of a letter when the dot is on the letter. This is true for all the Hebrew consonants except the gutturals, your ayin, your hey, your kate, your aleph, and then your resh. So Dagesh Forte is true on all your Hebrew letters, including Bagat Kafat letters, except your guttural letters. So let's look at an example. What's the significance of this Dagesh Forte anyway? So you have your shin, or there's a isha in there. You have your shin, and then there's a Dagesh Forte on shin. It's not a Bagat Kafat letter. It's not a guttural letter. It's shin. It's just one of the common consonants. In the presence of the Dagesh Forte, the dot, the Forte in there, it becomes two syllables. Instead of just one, it becomes two syllables. So ish, sha. Look at the shin, which is doubled, written doubled. So ish, the first shin closes the first syllable, and the second shin opens the next syllable. So this is the significance of the Dagesh Forte. It doubles, whereas the Lene, it hardens or it softens the Bagat Kafat letters. The question now is, how can we distinguish a Dagesh Lene from a Dagesh Forte? 1. A dot on any letter except the Bagat Kafat and the gutturals is a Dagesh Forte. A dot on a Bagat Kafat letter is a Dagesh Forte if it's preceded by a true vowel. So the missing word there is true vowel. So how do I know if it's a Lene or a Forte? So if your Bagat Kafat, if your Dalet, for instance, in this example, the Dalet is also a Bagat Kafat letter. How do I know then if the dot there is a Lene or a Forte? It is a Forte if it is preceded by a true vowel. Look at the patak there. In Tzadek, look at the patak or the A. So that is a true vowel. So it can, your true vowel will be your A, short A, and then I, and then O. So this would be your true vowels. And then if they precede a Bagat Kafat letter, you know that it is a Dagesh Forte. Why do they need to be doubled? Why is it not a Bagat Kafat letter with a Lene? Because it is a short vowel. That vowel needs to be close. Let me read what is written here. The Bagat Kafat letter, in this case the Dalet, is doubled so that the first Dalet closes the preceding syllable and the second Dalet begins the next syllable. So this is the reason behind. So keep thinking, how do I know if it's a Lene or a Forte on Bagat Kafat letters? If it's preceded by a short vowel, the Bagat Kafat letter, your bait, your gimel, your dalet, your kaf, your pay, and then your tav is preceded by a short vowel, you know that this is a dagesh forte, not a dagesh lene. There's also the conjunctive dagesh forte. Don't bother about this one. I'll just read this. This is not important for you at this time. An initial consonant with a dagesh forte is called the dagesh forte conjunctivum. This holds true when the following occur. The two words are closely connected in pronunciation. The first word is accented on the last or ultima or second to the last or penultima syllable. So look at the dagesh forte on zot. So the second word, there's a dagesh forte on Zion there on the first example, and then the second example. So that is called the conjunctiva, dagesh forte. The second word is accented on the first syllable. So don't bother about this time, about the dagesh forte on the Zion at this time. We proceed and consider the article and its uses. So we proceed and consider the article and its uses. The article, the Hebrew language has a definite article. So the missing words there is definite article, and it's written as a hey plus a patak plus a dagesh forte on the first consonant of the noun. If there is a dagesh lene on the following word, this becomes a dagesh forte. On the other hand, the Hebrew language does not have an indefinite article. The absence of the definite article itself is an indication that a noun is indefinite. So let's look at the uses of the article. Number one, it specifies the noun. So the missing word there is noun. Example would be Hamelech, the king. So what the article here specifies the king, a particular noun. And number two, it stands for demonstrative. Demonstrative. So normal use or normal translation of this phrase here would be the day, but it can be translated as this day or today. So as demonstrative. And number three indicates the vocative. So we have your Hamelech there. If you're just reading it, it can be translated as the king. But if it's seen as a vocative, you're addressing the king, then you can say, O king. And then number four, it can be prefixed to an abstract or collective nouns. So the article is present on sahab or gold. The gold, or just say gold in here. So the uses of the article, so it specifies the noun, stands for the demonstrative, indicates the vocative, and then prefix to abstract or collective nouns.